Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Rose, Tarot, and Astrology. I am your host, Mel Rose, and today is Monday, September 9, 2024. I almost told you it was the 16th, but we're not quite there yet. So, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for taking this time to spend with me and to catch up on your regular current astrology. I'm here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to talk with you about the current astrology. And, I love it when people give me feedback or when they, ask questions even in the comments below. So if you want to leave a comment here and ask me a question or just let me know what you're thinking about the current astrology, I'd love to hear from you. And I gave my class, just for those of you who are keeping up, I gave my class through Nadia Shaw Synchronicity University on Saturday about where your natal moon is and keeping track of current lunations and how to find comfort for yourself and help other people be comfortable at home as well. So if you didn't catch that, keep an eye out for it on Nadia Shaw Synchronicity University. It will probably be up there at some point. Okay, so thank you for being here. If you haven't already, please give me a thumbs up, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I see new people joining all the time, and I'm so grateful for your presence here. Thank you for being here. Okay, so the current astrology goes like this. The sun is in Virgo, and sun in Virgo is a time when, particularity is a very big part of our lives. It's sorting things out. It's defining the difference between one small thing and another small thing and putting them where they belong. It's cleaning out the closets and the garage. We're getting ready for a garage sale here at our house because we have so much stuff just to let go at this time. And this is that time of year when we're really kind of letting go of that stuff. So I'm cleaning out the garage. We're, tidying up the gardens, and I'm editing my work. That's the Virgo vibe, okay? Just getting really particular about things and sorting them out and making them make sense, okay? Bringing them together, we sort them out so that we can bring them together in a way that is cohesive and orderly. And when things are orderly, that helps us operate in a really functional way in the world. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and it's very much about efficiency and functionality and being able to do what you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, when you want to get it done, right? So that's putting your hand on the right thing in the right place in the right moment. Okay, and then today is Monday, so the moon starts off in Scorpio, and then around noon, 10:25 this morning, 12:25 this morning, Central Standard Time, it moves on into Sagittarius, the moon will. So we have a void of course. There's always a void of course, and that's a time when the moon isn't making any aspects, it isn't doing anything significant in relationship to other planets before it moves on into the next sign. And that void of course today is really only about 14 minutes. So, it's a good time to pause and just take some breaths, do a quick meditation, bring yourself home, come back to your own sense of self, recenter in your body, get grounded. And, it's usually an opportunity to sort of process, what we've been through and what we've witnessed over the last few days. So when you get that time between around 12:11 and 12:25 today, it's okay to sit back and take a little rest if you'd like to. And the moon going into Sagittarius, it'll be in Sagittarius most of the day. Moon in Sagittarius gives our hearts wings. It makes us want to go on adventures. It makes us imagine bigger, better scenarios for ourselves in our lives. And I find that really inspiring. Sagittarius, is not a sitting still kind of vibe. It's fire. It's also mutable, like Virgo is mutable. So this is very much a day for being in motion, for, setting our targets and firing. Okay. So, outside of that void, of course, if it's a day that you feel very active, that would make a lot of sense. And the moon is also now heading toward the first quarter. So the new moon, the new moon was last week, and the waxing half moon or the waxing first quarter moon is tomorrow. So we're in that first quarter, the 3 days of the first quarter right now. And this is a time when we are sort of tidying up our plans. We've been making our plans. We've been imagining what it is that we want to do. And now we're going to spring into action. The sun is square to the moon. And so there's a bump to get over here. There's something jumps up and says, oh, no, you're not going to go this way. And you say, oh, yes, but I am. The question is, are you going to let this barrier that's come up keep you from achieving your goals? And of course you're not. Okay, so be in mind of that this day, the next day, and the day after that. If you feel like, something is coming up to try to block your progress, it's really about solving the problem and moving forward in spite of it, okay? So tomorrow will be that first quarter moon in Sagittarius, okay? So Sagittarius is a great sign under which to be taking action, and under which to be like solving a problem, Virgo style, and moving on with our goals. Coming up on Wednesday, we get some significant astrology. Mercury is going to be sextile to Mars. And Mercury sextile to Mars, this is a time when Mars is in Cancer, so Mars is not in its most comfortable fit. Mars likes to be really direct. Cancer likes to scuttle sideways, okay? So it's sort of assertiveness and not assertiveness. It can be a little bit passive-aggressive, or it can just be downright aggressive, but in a way you did not expect. It can sneak up on you, okay? So be aware of that, but it's a sextile, so it's a very positive kind of vibe, and it's Mercury expressing that aggressiveness, that assertiveness that Mars is trying to bring. So Mars is trying to bring assertiveness, but it can't really go direct forward. It has to kind of like spiral in on what we're getting around to saying or doing or taking care of, okay? Mars wants to take action and make progress, and Mercury is probably going to be talking to us or expressing itself through, expressing that Martian desire to make progress through us, hopefully so that we can make some progress without feeling like we're completely on our own and just sort of subject to the tides, okay? So do your best on Wednesday to communicate what it is that you're trying to do, the progress that you want to make. Mercury is into it. Mars is moving a little bit slow. And it might be a little bit of a sign for us to take our time and follow through, okay? Mercury accelerates things. Mars likes to go fast and direct, but Mars is not fast and direct right now. Mercury is at home in Virgo, so Mercury can do its thing, but, the warning here is, if you're not making progress as quickly as you'd like to, understand that progress can still be made and just slow down and follow through, okay? And then, also that day, Venus is making a quincunx to Saturn. This is an adjustment energy. Venus is magnetic. It's the part of us that draws in the things that we like, love, and can't get enough of, simply by attracting things that we like, love, and can't get enough of. And with Saturn is more of the rules guy, right? Saturn is more of the bringing down a boundary or a limitation, or slowing things down, or making it sort of heavy, making it harder to draw in the things that we want. So, that quincunx is an adjustment. The Venus says, this is what I want. And Saturn says, well, this is the reality, and so Venus has to say, okay, I want what I want, but I can make an adjustment as to like how I receive it, or how much of it I'm trying to get at this point, right? So just understand that reality might get in the way of pulling in what you desire right now. And maybe that reality is the Mars in Cancer and just not being able to make progress. But Venus and Mars, they're sort of opposites, and they also sort of work together. Venus is drawing things in while Mars is going out to get things. So understand there may be an adjustment, some responsibility may come down, some previous commitment, some rule that you didn't know existed might come down and cause you to have to sort of adjust course. And then coming up on Thursday, well, I want to say that on Wednesday we have another void of course moon, and we'll talk about it on Wednesday, but it's going to be more like a 2-hour void of course in the evening. So that'll be a nice time to stop and pause and reset and journal and meditate, or whatever it is that you like to do. And then on Thursday, and these are all vibes, remember, that are coming in for us right now, and then they will culminate, they will be their strongest on the days that they come up, and then they sort of dissipate after that. So on Thursday, the sun will be a square to Jupiter, and that's a really positive vibe. Even with a square, Jupiter is just so optimistic and positive. It wants to expand. It expands everything it touches in this really optimistic way. Like, oh, hey, this will be great. So even if it touches something that isn't great, it's going to expand it in this way that feels really optimistic. Sun square to Jupiter. This is a vibe, and I listen to other astrologers as well, and it seems to be a pretty common theme. This is a vibe where we might tend to overdo it. Okay, so the sun is your sense of purpose in the world. It's how you shine in the world. It brings heat into your life and it brings activity into your life, right? And it's sort of paying attention to the work you're trying to do, paying attention to what it is you're trying to achieve in your public sphere, out in the world. And with Jupiter in that square, it's almost like you have this opportunity, to expand, but you have an opportunity to expand too much, or you have an opportunity to indulge in something that you really enjoy, but there's a tendency maybe to overindulge. So just look out for that. Coming up, just going through this week, but also especially on around Thursday is, don't overdo it. All right, don't take more shrimp from the shrimp bar than you absolutely need. Right? Just don't like the manna are falling from heaven, but there is a possibility of just gathering too much, more than you can carry, perhaps. Right? Okay, so that's coming up on Thursday, and then this Saturday we're going to have Sun in a quincunx with Chiron, which is, an adjustment in our outer life, in our sense of duty and purpose in the world, in an adjustment with our desire for healing. So we'll talk about that coming up on Friday. But also on Saturday, there's this really positive, most positive possible optimistic vibe that you can get, and that's Venus trining Jupiter. So Venus is the lower benefic and Jupiter is the upper benefic. Venus helps us draw in, just by being lovely in the way that we are, helps us draw in the things that we like, love, and can't get enough of. And Jupiter wants to expand whatever it is that it touches, which right now, in this case, is whatever we like, love, and can't get enough of. Isn't that beautiful? And with the trine there, it's a triangle, then what you get is grace, what you get is ease. It's not something that you have to try to do. Something really beautiful may just simply occur in your life personally or in the world. I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. I could use some positivity and optimism coming from the news for sure. Right? And I just hope that if that happens on a world scale, that it's a very positive, inspiring thing. And if it happens in your life too, maybe it will surprise you. Maybe it will seem from the outset like, ooh, this is a little bit scary, but it's really like Jupiter out here just trying to load blessings on you in terms of the things that you like, love, and can't get enough of. So be open, be gracious, and be receptive at that time, especially on Saturday. And then this Sunday, Mars is going to square the nodes, which is not something I normally talk about, but Mars squaring the nodes is really kind of activating some assertiveness. So while we've got this beautiful Venus trine Jupiter vibe that allows us to like pull in more of what we like, love, and can't get enough of, Mars is still out here in Cancer, maybe not quite so assertive, maybe a little more passive and assertive at the same time, which can be surprising, and it can be annoying. It can be hard because you're not making the progress you want. It can be hard because you don't feel like you can say or do or ask for the things that you want to ask for. And with Mars squaring those nodes, it's really like an assertiveness that is giving us problems in terms of the overall transformations we're seeking in our lives. So just be aware of that. I think that it's a really positive vibe this week, but there's a little bit of Martian energy in there that might bring out just a little bit of a surprise for us there. And then I just want to give you the heads up that next Tuesday is the full moon in Pisces, and it will also be our first of the next eclipse season. So it is a lunar eclipse. It'll happen around 9:45 p.m. my time, Central Standard Time, so adjust for your own time zone. But that full moon in Pisces is coming up with an eclipse. Full moon in Pisces, very psychic time, very good time to sort of tune into what's going on in your heart and mind, and see what kind of intuitive impressions you can receive from that information. So that is the week coming up, and then a little bit. Okay, again, coming back today, we have that void of course moon in the afternoon, and then the moon is in Sagittarius, and over the next couple days we're starting to take action on the things that we want to have completed by the full moon. And I think that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate that you show up here. Please leave me a comment down below if you have any questions or any comments, or just want to say hello to me. I sure do appreciate that. And I will be back here on Wednesday to talk to you again. Have a great day, guys.